every school year was a challenge from kindergarten up through 12th grade. I learned differently. I'm a person that learns from hand-on, so the natural classroom setting really wasn't a good fit for me. I learned by doing. And so sitting there for hours upon hours, having someone, pretty much dictate to you doesn't really sit well with me.
Hello and welcome to the Foxworth Theory. I am your host, Eugenia Foxworth. Thank you for joining us. The Foxworth Theory covers the worlds of entertainment, arts, fashion, and business. We speak with the leaders and the movers and the shakers of their field on location, allowing them to tell their stories right here on the Foxworth Theory. This week, our guest is film director, writer, and producer, Andrew Fountain, founder of 12-3 Productions. He's created the movies No Cash Refunds, Queens, as well as the latest film, False Pretenses, which premieres on Thanksgiving Day in his hometown of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Note, the segment of the Foxworth Theory that we're on now is sponsored by 12-3 Productions. The film False Pretenses will be available online streaming on Thanksgiving Day. Go to www.falsepretensesthemovie.com for more information. Andrew Fountain, welcome to the show. I am so pleased to be able to interview you. I'm so excited. I have so many questions to ask you.
I'm excited too. Thank you for having me.
Now, share with us your background, Andrew. Where were you born and raised?
So I was born in a small town called Huntington, Pennsylvania, not far out from State College, Penn State, as most will know it. And then I came to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where I was raised. Did most of my schooling here and graduated in '97. After that, had some bouncing around that I did and wound up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Now, this is interesting. Did you face any challenges? Because I understand that you went from public school to military school.
So I faced a lot of challenges. Matter of fact, every school year was a challenge from kindergarten up through 12th grade. I learned differently. I'm a person that learns from hand-on, so the natural classroom setting really wasn't a good fit for me. I learned by doing. And so sitting there for hours upon hours, having someone, pretty much dictate to you doesn't really sit well with me. And so there was naturally some complications. I bounced around from school to school, went to 2 military schools, and eventually ended up at Central Dauphin East, where I graduated from. But yeah, school was a tough time for me. It was very much so a tough time.
That's why Antioch College has that free school and you can work at it because you have an active mind and
Right.
you are not like focused here. You have to express yourself. So I can relate to that. And I will tell you later about what I think.
Okay.
You enlisted in the Army after high school. How did you serve? And how long did you serve? Because you just said you can't
Well,
function.
right. I enlisted to be a cook when I was in the service. I always had a passion for cooking, and so I thought that that was going to be what I was going to wind up doing. But certain things that you enjoy doesn't necessarily mean that that should be, your career. And so I was in the military roughly 18 months, and we kind of had a mutual agreement that this wasn't the best fit for me or them. And so they let me go with an honorable discharge, but my time in the service was brief to say the least.
I can understand and relate to that.
Yes.
Now, after moving to Philadelphia, you worked odd jobs. Can you tell me what those jobs were?
Oh, absolutely. I worked as a bank teller. I worked in the school district as a therapeutic support staff. I was just pretty much doing anything that came along my way. I didn't really have a sense of direction at that time. So I was just pretty much taking what was coming as opposed to actually giving it some thought and really thinking about what it was I wanted to do with my life. Them early 20s can be kind of rough if you don't have a clear sense of direction.
But you're an artist and you were doing all these everyday things, what you were supposed to do as a man
I
or
know.
as a woman. But these are things that we're taught to do. Now, we are going to take a short break and we'll be back in just a moment.
You hear that? It's the good stuff, huh, Keith?
We gonna get to the bottom of this shit tonight.
Welcome back to the Foxworth Theory. I am Eugenia Foxworth with part 2 of our chat with film producer, writer, and director Andrew Fountain, founder of 12-3 Productions, whose film False Pretenses debuts on Thanksgiving Day in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Note, this segment of the Foxworth Theory is sponsored by 12-3 Productions and the film False Pretenses, which will be available for online streaming on Thanksgiving Day. Go to www.falsepretensesthemovie.com for more information. Now, welcome back, Andrew Fountain.
Thank you. Thank you.
Share with us the backstory behind False Pretenses. What inspired the storyline?
The storyline really comes from just growing up and watching TV with my mother. She was a huge Murder, She Wrote fan, Columbo, Clue, Knives Out. I love murder mystery whodunits, and so to have an opportunity where I could do that with an all-black cast was way too intriguing for me. I thought that the story was going to bring something different to the screen that we haven't seen before, and we achieved that. So that was how it began, just my love of murder mystery whodunit films.
Well, I caught a sneak preview in Philadelphia at the AMC Theater. When I received the invitation, I thought I was in the wrong place. I thought, wow, this is a large theater. I thought it was going to be, and it was just a soft run that you wanted before you got all the bugs out.
Right.
I saw a publisher that I knew, and I said, where are you sitting? She said, I'm in the handicap, in case I want to leave early, I'll be able to leave. I said, I'm a little handicapped. I want to sit with you.
Right.
When I got in the theater, they had everybody's name, etc. And I have to say, in the beginning, it was like, and
Right.
then in the end, I was riveted to my seat. First of all, the people that were in there probably feel that I was some obnoxious person because your mother and a couple other people were saying, come on, you got to go, your Uber's there. And then the lady beside me, who was your aunt, says, you got to go now, the Uber's there. I did not want to leave. I was riveted.
Right.
So share with our audience what they would expect when seeing the movie. Mind you, I didn't see the end, so I cannot wait.
Okay. For the audience, with this film, you're going to see blacks in roles and playing characters that you haven't seen before. I think in this day and age, you know what I mean, with just how far we come as society, it's time to start telling stories that show us in a different light. You're going to see a group of eight young professionals, you know what I mean, that are embarking on doing the SUSU. For those that don't know, that's a savings community because they want to be in control of their own financial destiny. And so each of them has a different background. They have a different story. And what happens is after a year of them contributing to the savings community, it's now time to decide who the first year winner of the pot is going to be. So they decide to escape out of the city of Philadelphia, go to the Poconos, have a little bit of R&R, and upon them arriving there, you know, each one of them over the course of the year has kind of got into, like, I don't want to say dire circumstances, but they could really use the money, which gives each one of them a motive. And whenever the leader of the group winds up mysteriously dead, it's time to figure out, you know, I mean, who the killer is. And so
Don't give us too much information.
oh no, that was it. I mean, but the whole goal is, I just want people, whenever you're looking at the film, to look at each one of the characters and try to figure out who did it. I really believe that the Black audience has matured so much that we're ready to see different films and we're ready to see us in different lights. And so that was a big motivating factor whenever I was writing this screenplay.
Well, from the people that came to view it, you had every nationality and every color in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have a great solid cast in False Pretenses, as you said. I'd like to know, who are the leading actors and what roles do they portray? But before you answer that, there was a gentleman in there, Gary Sturgis.
Gary
And
Sturgis.
he's a character actor. I looked him up. He did Daddy's Little Girl and
Right.
The Diary of a Mad Black Woman for Tyler.
Yes.
For the great Tyler.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, now you can answer my questions. That's why I'm so intrigued.
Well, actually, I'll probably start with Gary. He was definitely our veteran on set. And he brought so much energy and, you know, I mean, just the dynamic of his character to the film. He definitely put a stamp on every single scene that he was in. And one of the things that I really appreciated most about Gary was the time that he took with the other younger actors to talk to them about their career, about their development, and how they were doing on set. He really was a wealth of knowledge, and he was just so willing to give it away to the other actors on set. It was really beautiful just to watch them mature with him throughout the process of the film. The other main characters, I really consider, you know, the entire cast that was up at the cabin as the main characters, because it's an ensemble cast. And that's what I wanted, because it gives the audience a chance to really know each character. You know what I mean? Although Gary definitely sticks out, I think each one of the actors brought something very specific to their roles and to the story that made each one of them irreplaceable. I couldn't have asked for a better cast that came prepared and ready to do the work than the one that I got.
And I totally agree with you. I went through every emotion,
Right.
From hysteria to who, what.
Right.
Now, what are the challenges you have as an independent filmmaker?
Oh, challenges was in abundance every single day. First challenge is always going to be the money. Then it's going to be the talent. Then it's going to be the locations. Then it's going to be the story. And then after you actually do all of the filming, you know, it's the challenge of post-production. And most times people, they just want to get the film done. They don't think about what they want to do with it afterwards. but every single day was a challenge on set. No matter how much you prepare, you have to be flexible and ready to pivot for the unpredictable. But that is the beauty of being a filmmaker. I think that whenever things are going awry and everything like that, you have to be still, because at that same time, opportunity and magic has happened. You just have to have the vision to be able to catch it. And that's really one of the things that I enjoy so much about filmmaking, is whenever those tough challenges do arise, can I rise to the occasion and still make it happen?
And speaking of that, you went to visit the Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. Everybody knows Tyler Perry, and it's a large set. Did you get a chance to meet Mr. Perry?
So I didn't get a chance to meet Mr. Perry. Actually, they wouldn't even let me on the studio lot, but that's not even why I came there. You know, I am a very religious man. And so one of the things was, whenever the people were traveling in the wilderness, Joshua sent them out to go look at the land. And so that, for me, on my 42nd birthday, meant me going to Atlanta and seeing this Black producer that now had a Black studio. And I knew that if I just got there and if I saw it, the things that it would be able to do for me and make me realize that this is attainable. I mean, that was my entire purpose. Like, I didn't even have to step foot on there. If I could just put my eyes on it and know that it was attainable, then I know that I can achieve it, because I believe very much in my abilities. And so that's what I did for my 42nd birthday. I woke up, hopped on the plane at like 7 in the morning, flew down to Atlanta, called an Uber to the studios. They rejected me, but I had written out a prayer that I was going to recite there. I said my prayer, hopped right back in the Uber, came back, and by 1:30 in the afternoon, I was on a flight back to Philly. And it did so much for me, just the confidence and knowing my abilities once again.
That is so beautiful, and so inspiring, I'm sure, to many people in our audience.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to stay believing in your dream. You got to believe in your dream.
Absolutely. This concludes part one of our chat with film director, writer, and producer Andrew Fountain of 12-3 Productions. Please join us later this week for part two of our interview on the Foxworth theory. I'm Eugenia Foxworth. Thank you for watching.
You hear that? It's the good stuff, huh, Keith?
We gonna get to the bottom of this shit tonight.
Hi, this is Eugenia Foxworth. Thank you so much for tuning into the Foxworth Theory. We are celebrating going into our third season. Can you believe that? We are opening our doors to sponsorships for the Foxworth Theory. For more information, go to thefoxworththeory.com or email us at PR@thefoxworththeory.com. Thank you.